We now welcome onto the show a special guest. He is a left-handed pitcher transfer. He's played at a few different places, but now he's a Vol. It's Mark Hindy. Mark, thank you for hopping on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, super excited to have you at Tennessee. Were you aware of the scarce amount of left-handers that Tennessee had when you transferred?
I was not, but it's a common theme among a lot of different schools. So
Yeah,
no surprise. But
gotcha. What other schools were involved?
I was talking to Florida, Oklahoma, Florida State, North Carolina, mostly ACC, SEC schools,
Okay,
Auburn.
so you made the right choice.
I think so.
Okay.
Started your career at William and Mary.
Yep.
And Williamsburg, Virginia, for those that aren't familiar. I don't know, because COVID may have ruined the rumor I heard about William and Mary students, but are you familiar with the peanut shop? You've probably never been asked this question before.
I've never been there. I know exactly where it is, and I know exactly what it is, but I've never been there.
What year was your freshman year?
2020.
So they probably stopped.
2020, 21.
They probably weren't doing free samples anymore then.
No.
At that point.
Yeah, that was peak COVID.
So there used to be one in Knoxville, like same company, and I worked there. No big deal. But yeah, apparently it was a big thing with William and Mary students. They just go get free samples because it's right next to campus apparently. So
interesting. It might have died right around then, or right before I got there. Then
sounds like the free sample model wasn't good for COVID time.
That's funny. You pitched in the super regionals this year. Do you kind of have a little feeling of unfinished business? Because I think Tennessee and the program as a whole, I think, feels that same way.
Yeah, I mean, so coming from a school like William and Mary, our postseason hopes were never really fulfilled in any regard. You know, we never made a regional there, at least with me. And getting to a regional, winning a regional, and then advancing to the super regional, and coming up short my first year at Duke, it definitely I get a taste for what it's like, but I get the spoon pulled right back. So I'm definitely still itching for that feeling. And I ultimately my goal, and it's never really changed, but it's always been to get to Omaha and win a national championship, which is one of the main reasons that led me to Tennessee, because it's a team and school that have been there and done that, and I think are capable of doing it again. So
yeah, I'm glad I've seen you mention that elsewhere when you committed to Tennessee first, that you wanted a chance to compete, but also compete in Omaha and for a title. Why do you see Tennessee being able to continue this success? Like in this era, there's so much roster turnover and teams look so much different. What is it about Tennessee that you're like, yeah, they're going to have a chance to be back there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of different components. I think leadership is one of them. I think Coach Vitello is a guy that belongs in Omaha at all times and is proven and can get there and has been there and has done that and has won at the highest level. So winning tradition and good leadership are definitely one component, but the attraction of talent, I think, like you said, I mean, with the portal, with guys getting drafted out of high school, I mean, this is a school where that happens all the time, and we saw that in this year's draft. But I think even with all that being said, it's still a super desirable place. And I think people like myself kind of all are under the impression and understand that this is a place that gets that job done. So even with that, it still attracts the highest level of talent, and people will jump at the opportunity to come play for Tennessee. So I don't think that really changes. I mean, obviously the level of talent and people are shuffled around a bunch, but I still think the floor is very high, and I think it will always be.
Sure.
Do you think it, like, having guys that transferred in, and then even if they were really good transfers, like some of these guys are, they still develop into like draft picks? Like Liam Doyle had like a, I don't know, 5 ERA when he got to Tennessee and ends up being a top 5 pick. So were you kind of aware of that? Chase Dolander's another example.
Yeah, the developmental side, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so was that more of like a Frank Anderson, or did you just kind of do your own research?
Mostly my own research. You know, I mean, in the whole entire process, you got to do some of your own homework and your own digging, and those are the types of things you look for. And those are the types of things you find. So,
Yeah, how talk about Frank Anderson getting the chance to play for him. Landon just named a few of the guys he's produced. There's also Garrett Crochet, who just signed a massive deal. I don't know if with the MLB salaries, it may not be one of the largest anymore, but with some of those guys involved, what is that opportunity like? You're going to have an entire fall ball with them, and then a season under Frank Anderson.
yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to me. It fires me up because, one, it's a guy who's been around the block. You know, he's got the experience, he's got the wisdom. So I'm excited for him to shed some of that light on to me and the rest of the staff. But I think another thing is just I have never really been a part of a program that has developed guys from mechanics, analytical stuff. It's kind of you show up, what you got is what you're going to get. And maybe you make some adjustments on your own. But I have really never been in a situation where there's been a lot of guidance, and I'm excited for that because I think there is a lot of room for development. So that fires me up.
Where do you see like development? Like, where do you see kind of untapped potential, I guess? I mean, I see it 6'4", 220. I see that velo is going to come up at least a little bit.
I think so too. And I think with that, the catalyst is kind of getting more mobile and lower half stuff. I have the strength, you know, like the strength has never really been a problem, but I think it's more about getting more mobile, getting into legs a little bit more, being able to use that power and translate it better and more efficiently.
Have you met Coach Q yet or talked to him at all?
I don't think so.
Okay. He's a strength coach, so you're probably going to hate him for a little bit, but it's going to make you better.
Yeah, it sucked. That's fine.
Yeah.
What do going kind of back to the team and next season, where do you see yourself fitting in? What's your role, do you think? I know it's early. You haven't even gotten to campus yet.
Yeah.
But,
Doesn't even know who his roommates are yet.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I've always seen myself as kind of a chameleon. Obviously, in my entire collegiate career, other than summer ball going into my senior year, I started games then, but I've been out of the pen my entire college career. I started in high school, started a little bit in summer ball. Like I said, wherever you throw me, I can do it. I can go 5 to 6 to 7 innings if you need me to. I can also come in and get a left-handed hitter. It really doesn't matter. And I don't personally care at all where I am. Obviously, like the more innings, the better. But whatever I can contribute to winning a national championship is where I'm going to be the happiest. So whatever they decide on is cool by me.
Yeah. So do you like, because Tony Vitello and Frank Anderson have done this a lot where, you know, they could throw you 3 innings or they could throw you like you might get one batter and it could be one pitch and then you're off. And do you like kind of that aspect of never really knowing what your official role is?
Sort of. I think it keeps you sharp. I had that exact experience more so at Duke than I did at William & Mary. William & Mary, we operated in this interesting system. It was technically called the pod system, and it'd be 3 guys go 3 innings each day of the weekend, and then it would cycle through. It was a very unique way to go about it. But every weekend, I knew the day I was pitching and how many innings I'd go, and you can like just lock it into your mind. I think, and then at Duke, I would come in for 2, 1, a hitter, didn't really know what was going to happen. And I think that keeps you a little sharper of not knowing when you're going to go. And I would turn around day after day on the weekends at Duke, but I had never done that at William & Mary. So that was interesting. But yeah, I don't really think it affects me. I think if anything, it makes me better and keeps me sharper.
How big of a field did Duke have? Because Tennessee has been claimed to have a small ballpark. Does that affect you at all?
No, I don't think so. The year before I got there at Duke was the last year of their super extended outfield fence. So it was super deep. It was a graveyard out there. And then of course, as soon as I get there, they bring it in and it's easier to hit a home run. But it still played fairly deep. It was definitely different, but the size of the ballpark doesn't really factor into anything I'm thinking about. I'm trying to keep it inside the park anyway, no matter what.
There you go. Yeah. I love that answer.
Yeah. What's your favorite pitch? What do you like?
whatever one gets the out, but I would probably say cutter or a curveball, which are for the same reason.
Do you have a ball? Can you show us like what your grip is?
Ball.
It's okay if you don't.
I don't think I have one right here. Actually, hold on. Yes, I do.
Ooh,
I knew you had one
there you go.
It'd be kind of embarrassing if I didn't, wouldn't it? But yeah, so 4-seam fastball I usually keep right here.
Okay.
It's the only fastball I throw. Cutter, I'm right here. So I'm in a 2-seam. This is kind of hard to see. 2-seam grip right here, but a little offset. And I like to wrap my thumb around this bottom seam right here.
Okay.
And curveball, I have traditionally thrown. I honestly mix. I do a lot of different stuff with the curveball. It's kind of depending on however I'm feeling and what's working at the time. But I do operate using this pretty traditional grip right here.
Okay.
But I started playing around with more of one like this, and then even a little offset with a little shift. And that one has been working well. More of like a sweep, and I picked up a little bit of velo with that one too. So I think I'm going to play around with that a little more and roll with that for a little while.
Okay, so bottom of the ninth, tie ball game, or let's say you're up 1, 3-2 count. What pitch are you throwing?
Cutter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's kind of a velo on that one? I'm not trying to give anybody a scouting report on it.
Yeah. Giving away all my secrets. It's like 86 to 88.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what have you topped out at? 90,
93.
90s? 93? Okay.
Yeah. I'm usually like 1 to 3.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that up. Don't worry about that. 95 will be easy.
Yeah.
What about I wanted to ask you, we're at William and Mary. You actually pitched 3 innings. You said that was kind of your role there, throwing 3 innings. I think you threw shutout innings, had 5 strikeouts against Duke when they were ranked, and then you transferred to Duke. Were you kind of like, yeah, you kind of went the opposite of beat them, join them kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of. That's a good way to put it. No, I mean, so I just always been a guy. So when I entered the portal after that season, I've always been a guy that's played things. I guess I could say I've always been conservative with how I go about things. So I went to Duke because one, I've always kind of wanted to go to Duke. There's part of me that had always desired to play at a school like that. And then the other part was the academic side. So being the conservative person that I am, I was looking to hedge my bet between like, okay, if things work out, then I'll go play professional baseball. If not, I'll still get a great education and a great degree. So those were the kind of 2 things. And that's like a perfect world for me. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of safety and security in that. So that's kind of what led me there. But that outing definitely helped the recruiting process for sure. Yeah.
That's one where like at the handshake line that, they kind of nod like,
yeah, right.
The coach is like, "Hey, what's up? We'll have somebody reach out to you maybe at some point."
Yeah. No tampering. There was no tampering.
Yeah, never.
So I did notice that on signing day when you signed with William and Mary, you had a ton of guys with you signing elsewhere. I think one went to Stanford. A lot of guys signed Division I lacrosse. Is that kind of what your school is known for? Is like baseball and lacrosse?
At the time, yeah. Jack of all trades, that school is. Seton Hall Prep produces a ton of great athletes, always has. But yeah, I was one of 3 baseball players on that signing day. It was my buddy Tommy O'Rourke, who went to Stanford, and then my other buddy Justin Casello, who went to Elon and then later transferred to Oregon. So he played his senior year at Oregon.
Okay. Gotcha. So did you play any other sports in high school?
Not in high school.
Okay.
But I played basketball growing up. I stopped in high school. Vaguely, slightly regret it. I wish I played basketball a little longer because that was the sport I always enjoyed. But my ignorant self wanted to focus completely on baseball. But
which in some ways it worked out.
Yeah. No, I have no regrets in that regard. But a couple more years of playing a little competitive basketball wouldn't have hurt, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, 6'4", I'm sure the coaches were like, "Hey man, just come on."
Yeah.
What's the position about? Are you a shooter? Or
I was a shooter. I was a pretty good shooter. I think now, I mean, it's been a while, but I've probably lost that shot. So I think I'd probably play more of a big man role.
Okay. You got
high school.
you got
Stretch
Perhaps
four.
I don't plays at college anymore. Take me back to high school, then maybe I'll play big man.
Yeah. I did want to ask about your what was the biggest difference from William Mary to Duke? I'm sure facilities was a big one. What was kind of the one you noticed like in game, I guess?
Yeah, I mean that's where the difference really lied. The level at which the game was played, both on team and opponent, was definitely a jump. You know, there's a lot more talent, but the floor is also higher. So the worst guy on the squad is always better than the worst guy on a mid-major team squad. Like it's kind of how it shakes out. But I think that's just exactly it. There's just more talent on the field at all times.
Was it you kind of had like an odd journey too? Like your
Mhm.
freshman year, you had Tommy John. The next year, you had shoulder surgery. Is that right?
Yep.
And so you really didn't get to start pitching in college until 2023. Was that?
2024.
Okay, 2024, and then this
Basically.
year. So 1 year
Yeah.
at William and Mary, 1 year at Duke. So
Basically,
even though
yeah.
you're technically an older guy, you haven't pitched in college.
Exactly.
Ton.
Yep.
So is that kind of like? I guess a lot of people are still kind of seeing that untapped potential because you have only pitched in 2
Mhm.
years, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say I have one of the oddest routes. When I got Tommy John my freshman year of college, I came in and I was the guy who had some lingering elbow issues just from, I guess, the summer before.
Sure.
And I was trying to put on a tough guy act, like I'm fine. I'm going to power through this fall. It's all going to be fine. And then I got to the point where like I couldn't even straighten out my arm anymore. So like, all right, I got to take care of this. Found out I had a fully torn UCL. And then because it was peak COVID, I was able to go home and finish the year at home because all my classes were online. Everything was online. So I stayed home. And I only ended up being on campus for about a month during my freshman year. And then I came back my sophomore year. And before Tommy John, I was like 83 to 85, kind of just like a crafty lefty.
Yeah.
And then my first full pen back, I was like 90, 92. And then I worked my way into the rotation for the weekend, for opening weekend, my sophomore year. And then I went on that Saturday, walked 4 straight, got yanked. Next week, tear my labrum, didn't see the field again. So it's been a whirlwind, but that's how it's gone. And in those moments, you're like, why does this have to happen? But I'm honestly, in retrospect, kind of grateful it shook out the way it did.
Yeah. Was the labrum, was that pitching or?
Yeah. It was actually my right labrum.
Okay.
And I was pitching in an inter squad after that weekend. I think it was like that next Wednesday. And I'm pitching in an inter squad and I just rotate, front side rotation, and I dislocate my shoulder, ended up being fully torn.
Jeez.
Yeah, and our trainer at the time was like 74 years old. He said he's never seen anything like it in his life. So I'm glad I got to keep his job a little interesting. It's a very unique injury.
It's something new. Yeah.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna see.
But when you went in for Tommy John, did they tell you like your velo's gonna go up? Because I'm convinced now they're like putting something in people's arms. That's crazy.
Yeah, please get Tommy John.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things at this point where it's just like if you put in work after you get that surgery, like you almost have no choice but to jump.
Right.
So I think that's kind of how it works.
It's almost like you see like NFL, like people who have that kind of rehab at their disposal. It's like they have an ACL injury. They sometimes come back quick.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Lan are thinking about getting Tommy John ourselves, seeing if our velo goes up.
You got any more years of eligibility?
I got 1 year left.
I've got them all.
Yeah, he's got them all. I got one.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for my COVID year. Whenever that comes available, I'm all in.
Yeah, get ready to jump on that.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm good.
You mentioned the moniker crafty lefty. It's also like what we've seen around here is a lot of I think we'll use quirky for lefties. We've had some weird left-handers. I'm wearing my Xander Seacrest jersey right now. He's one that pops. Do you you view yourself in that same light? Like, are you a kind of a weirdo lefty, or
No.
how do you are? Just a normal? Are you just a normal weird pitcher? Kind of in your own world.
I think the latter.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I think I was crafty in high school because I got a lot of weak contact. I threw my fastball was nothing to write home about, and I threw above average curveball and a pretty decent changeup. So I was able to get a lot of weak contact and outs, which I still do. But I think at this point, even though I'm like my velo is still nothing crazy in the collegiate level, I'm able to dominate hitters a little better. But I think that also might just come with experience. But a lot of the majority of my role this past year was coming in high leverage situations where bases are loaded and you need to get a strikeout or you need to get that out to save a runner from coming in. And that's kind of the identity I find myself in now of that level. So
Are you pretty even keel on the mound, or you like to show some emotion? I know you're from New Jersey, so I'm curious how that works out.
yeah, I'm pretty even keel. I don't think I showed too much emotion. I like to keep it within myself.
Well, Tennessee has pretty good, like the previous transfer they had from New Jersey turned out pretty good first round.
Not bad.
So, yeah.
What do he go? 20th overall, right?
20th, yep.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you I don't know where exactly he's from, but was that close to you?
No, I think he's from South Jersey. I'm
Okay.
from North Jersey. So
Okay.
I've never crossed paths with him, but obviously he played at Duke and I've heard great things about him. So
well, before the season we had a coach on, Ross Kivett, and he was telling us, I was like, who's the loudest in the room? And he was like, oh, that's Andrew Fisher.
Yeah.
And they called him Pauly D. So I was just curious of what your demeanor was on the mound.
No, I think as great as I love it, I'm not that. But
Okay.
yeah.
What's your
he's
song?
A fiery guy. I tend to keep it a little more within, but
Okay.
love that.
What's your walkout song?
It was Skyfall by Adele. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow.
Kind of a little dramatic, but
yeah.
Kind of got me fired up too. So a little slower, but it was good. Yeah.
I love that.
If you're even kill, I feel like that's the perfect song for you.
Yeah,
Like,
and I know it was coming at the end of the
but
game, and it was like, this is the end. Like, so
yeah.
it worked out.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, that's just kind of degrading to a hitter. They come up there and like, oh, this is it. Like, it's done.
That's the logic I
Yeah.
also had when I chose that. So yeah, sometimes it didn't work out. Sometimes they got the best of me, but
yeah. What can you do?
yeah.
What are you excited about, like being in Knoxville? Obviously, like baseball is number one, but have you done any research about like the city or anything?
I really have not. I've never been there. I'm super excited to try to get to some football games. That's for sure. I've never had that experience, even in the ACC at Duke. I know it ain't Tennessee, so I'm really excited to see that part of it. If you have any recommendations on where I should be going in Knoxville, I'd love to hear them.
Yeah, I mean, are you your
first one will be
foodie?
abridged? Yeah,
Abridged burger. Yeah,
okay,
that's a big one.
I'll add that.
There's a lot of good food in. I mean, there's honestly quite a bit of good food, but Market Square, several good places there. And off the top of my head, I don't know. What are you into? What kind of food? Like, what's your
all of it?
go-to?
Burgers, Mexican, Italian, all of it.
All of that is in Market Square. It's kind of like a hub for whatever you're in the mood for. And it's kind of walking distance to campus. If you like exercise, I guess it's kind of walking distance.
Okay.
So without giving away your address, are you living like on campus, or are you out?
Yeah, I think I'm right off campus, but very close. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that place, Adobo, if you like pizza, kind of like bougie pizza, it's good. Cool. So Adobo and a bridge would be my recommendations.
Got it. Check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Is New Jersey pizza, is it like the same as New York? Is it big slices?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about New Haven? Is that kind of the same?
The two places are the most famous one are Frank Pepe's and Sally's, which I've been to both of them, but I was really young.
Okay.
But they're more of like bar style pizza.
Gotcha. We just got a New Haven style pizza place in Knoxville.
Yeah, so that'll probably be more bar style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burnt crisp. Yeah.
The reason I asked about New York, New Jersey, if you like pizza, obviously, Gavino's is one of my favorite pizzas. Just big slices.
Is that in
Great.
Jersey or is that in New York?
No, that's in Knoxville. It's
right. Okay,
it's
gotcha.
actually, I mean, it's probably 10 minutes from campus. It's not far.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, one of my favorite spots. Did you ever go to did you ever go to Duke, North Carolina, or did you go to many basketball games? I know that's.
I went to one. Super hard to get tickets to those.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Even as an athlete and whatever perks that we did have, but the one that I went to was, I want to say it was one of the earlier games in the season, and it was Duke Auburn, and I think they were ranked like 2-3 at the time, or they were close. Maybe it might have even been Duke was like 8 or something, or like 7, but that was a great game, and that environment is definitely worth the one-time expense, I'd say.
So you were a Cameron crazy for one
whole 2 hours or an hour. Yeah.
Where were you at? And like, were you up in the student section or were you close to the floor?
So there's the student section is on the opposite side. They have like a student athlete section, and that's where we got shuffled into. So it's like on the opposite sides, but yeah, it's it's super tight. It's super compact. And it's like, walking by it, you wouldn't even know there's a basketball court in there.
Oh yeah. I can imagine it. It's and Thompson Boling. I mean, it's no Cameron Indoor, and it's just crazy that it's an actual arena, and then you have Cameron Indoor that's just a tiny gym, but it gets wild in there.
Yes, it does. Certainly does.
Was it hot?
Yes,
but the thing was drenched coming out.
Yeah, you can't get out. You're wherever you end up, you're locked in. You're not moving.
Okay, just be okay with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Did you kind of watch the draft at all?
Yeah, definitely kept up with it.
Did you have any guys that you were kind of close with at Duke get drafted?
Yeah, so Owen Prooks, Wallace Clark, our shortstop. So Owen was a left-handed starter, our Friday guy. He ended up being Andrew Healy and James Talon all got drafted, and I was close with, I'd say, all of them.
Gotcha.
I think three out of 4 of them went in the 9th round too. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then Talon went in the 6th. So that was cool to see.
Yeah. Were you, like, I know you're draft eligible. Was that ever like did you talk to any teams about like free agency or anything?
So I told my advisor, I was only looking to get drafted, and there was some interest, but it ended up not shaking out how it shook out. And then I didn't want to sign as a free agent. So I deferred that. Okay.
So is that kind of your goal next year of like getting drafted?
Yeah. I would love to. I would love to play at the next level. But I'm also very much looking forward to playing in the SEC.
Okay.
So I wasn't willing to sign it as a free agent to avoid playing in the SEC. I'm more intrigued in playing in the SEC than I am signing as a free agent.
What do you think like the biggest difference is? Just, I mean, I guess talent is a little bit, but ACC has plenty of talent too. What do you think that big difference is?
I want to say it's probably environment and energy that like the outside brings. I remember even just when the difference between when I announced commitment to Duke versus commitment to Tennessee was like friends, family, whatever, congratulate you. And then when I committed to Tennessee, it's like I'm getting DMs from super fans and like all these different accounts are following me and like all these different people are reaching out, like can't wait for you to, and it's that level of like school loyalty that I think is kind of the separator, I'd say.
We're our own kind of Cameron crazies.
Yeah. And I think every school's kind of got their own thing going on, but that was one thing I definitely took notice to and kind of really appreciated.
What was kind of your take on like Tennessee baseball before, like just watching as a college baseball fan? I know there's some people doesn't like the way we play, and there's some teams, there's some people that absolutely love it. So,
yeah, I think because, well, first of all, I want to say that it looks like a ton of fun to me. Mm-hmm. Like I love that kind of style of play, just playing by the beat of your own drum. Yeah, and I also really like that some people don't like the way that Tennessee plays because it creates this kind of like ultra competitive nature that like everyone wants to come in and beat you, and then when you can continue to beat them time after time and time again, it kind of ups your status in that sense where it's like, yeah, these guys are really something special, and maybe they can act like that. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So do you like when people bat flip? You ever been? You enjoy it?
Not when I'm pitching. Not when I'm pitching. I definitely don't enjoy it then, but when I'm in the dugout watching, I love it. If I'm in the right dugout.
Yeah.
So like, what are like? All right, God just nukes one off of you, flips his bat. Like, what's your first thought as a pitcher?
Ear hole.
Ear hole. Yeah. I refuse to turn around. Like when I hear it, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I can't watch it. But I just get the ball. I'm staring at the ump looking for another ball is what I'm doing. Like, another one. Let me reset this thing here.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, kind of just trying to put it in the past.
Would you rather give up an absolute nuke or just a wall scraper?
That's a good question. A wall scraper.
A wall scraper? Okay, we've had a lot of different answers on the show.
Yeah. I think it's easier to make peace with a wall scraper than a ball that's
because they didn't get all of it. It was just kind of
it might have been the wind that took it. You can justify it to yourself.
Yeah. The outfielder probably should have climbed the wall and caught it.
Yeah.
It's got to depend on the pitch too. Like if you just throw a really good pitch and a guy, you just tip your cap to him if he just takes it off you.
That's the worst when it feels good out of the hand. And it's like, really?
You're already smiling before it comes off the bat.
Yeah.
What's do you kind of know the longest one that's been hit off of you?
I don't. I just put it in like the 4. So I only gave up 1 home run at William & Mary my entire time, which was 60 innings. And then I gave up probably 4 this year, maybe. It was definitely one of the ones this year. And it was definitely the one at William & Mary. It was 463 Casey Saki at Virginia. Yeah, that one. And that was the only one. That was it. Yeah. That ball was crushed. And I didn't watch it. Couldn't watch it.
Yeah, that's one you just tip your cap. I mean,
but as soon as that one touched the bat, it's gone.
Yeah.
And it was funny at bat too, because like I had him, I want to say it was like 2-2, 1-2, and I threw him a cutter that he like swung out of his shoes and hurt his hamstring and had to like take a timeout. I'm like, oh, I got you up against the ropes. Like this is like I got to throw you one more, and then he just turned on it. It was like he played me.
Yeah, I was about to say, he just used that right against you.
Yeah, but
that's awesome.
Definitely that one. I lied when I said I wasn't sure. I know for sure that was.
You got to jog the memory.
Yeah.
Now you can let that fuel you.
Yeah. Thanks for taking me down memory lane.
Right. Well, there's some dudes. I guess. Do you know kind of anybody at Tennessee?
No.
In terms of like, I saw that guy play, or because they've got Evan Blanco. I think it's the only other lefty.
That's the only guy I've seen play. I don't know anyone personally. Obviously, I've crossed paths with him.
Okay.
On the field, but never met him.
Did you play summer ball at all this year?
Not this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where have you played at in the past?
So junior going into senior year, I played in the Valley. So I played for the Newmarket Rebels, and then last summer I played for the Catuit Kettleers up in the Cape.
Okay.
Nice.
How is the Cape? I've always wanted to ask about that because it's kind of in nowhere pretty much, right?
Yeah, I mean, playing in Catuit. So I was only there for like 3 weeks. I checked out because my shoulder was starting to bug me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it. For as far as summer ball goes, I thought it was a very positive experience. I mean, you play with some of the best players in your class and below you and whatnot. And we had, I'd say, one of the better fields in the league. So it was, I enjoyed it. I thought it was nice.
Gotcha. Do you have a better relationship with your catcher or maybe your outfielders? Maybe a center fielder?
Probably catcher.
Catcher. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about like Tennessee's catchers, like their catcher situation?
No.
Okay. Well, it should be a new one.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Either Garrett Wright, probably from Bowling Green, or Stone Lawless, which Stonewall that's an awesome catcher name,
I
right?
was just gonna say, does it get better than that?
Yeah.
It'd be like Brick Wallace or like
Yeah.
I think
Well,
he's just been top of our baseball names since he's gotten to campus.
Yeah.
He's up there.
Yeah, there was Kirby Cannell. He's a coach now.
Mhm.
He's the guy with the mustache.
Yep.
He's a weird lefty if you need to get weird.
Yeah.
He'll
Infamous.
get you there.
Yeah.
I watched him a lot in the College World Series. I remember that.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I think Antonio Brown had a great tweet about him. He was like, "Is this the cracker who sings Tennessee whiskey?" It was Kirby Cannell.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, man, this has been awesome. Really excited to have you at Tennessee, and looking forward to seeing hopefully a great season. It's kind of a rebuild mode for Tennessee. Not
Yep.
rebuild, I guess reload is what we should say. So, what's one thing about you that Tennessee fans may not know?
I'm a competitor. I'm gonna give everything I got. Empty the tank. This is my last year eligibility. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up, and I can't wait to get started.
That's awesome.
Love that. Love it.
Also, I meant to ask this. Why did you didn't take any visits, correct?
No, I did not.
You just knew.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, at this point in my career, you're not going to wow me with the fluff. Like, I know Tennessee's got great facilities.
Yeah.
I know they got
you don't need a tour of the
I don't need a
campus.
tour. I mean, like, I'll get acclimated to the lay of the land when I get there, and it'll be
Yeah.
fine. I'm looking to win. I'm not looking for the most pristine condition weight room. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the 315 on the bar is 315 everywhere in the country. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Sure.
So, yeah.
A free dinner though would have been sick.
What'd you say?
A free dinner that would have been sick.
So free dinner that never disappoints. But yeah, so it wasn't on the priority list of like things I'm looking for. It gets to the point where it's a certain type of school where you kind of know what you're going to get, and
Sure.
I trusted that after talking with Vitello and the rest of the staff. So
Awesome. Well, yeah, hit us up when you get down here, and we'll give you some recommendations.
Cool.
And yeah, we want you. We'll get a review of these places we tell you and see how it goes.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks,
thank you,
Mark.
Mark.
Appreciate it. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.